Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as I mentioned in my last video that when I was telling my story of postpartum depression, my last two videos, if you haven't, maybe you should go watch them so you will know where this topic is coming from. But as I mentioned that I have two children, and giving birth to both of them, I had terrible birth experiences. So I did promise that I will make a video just to share my terrible birth experiences and my testimony. Like literally I could have died, but I thank God, just being here, being alive, surviving two horrible birth experiences. So I just give God all the glory. And if I know sometimes when I say like I don't want any more children, it comes up as insensitive because of, there's like a lot of women that are still praying, asking God for fruit of the womb, and that can come off as insensitive. So I do just want to share my story of some of the things that I went through giving birth. So here we go. I hope the story inspires somebody. I hope it motivates someone, and I just hope that whoever watches this story, whether or not you're pregnant or whether or not you just give birth, that my story will give you hope in your motherhood journey, or anybody that's even praying for children. I hope that my story give you hope to trust in God, that to know that He would do it. That's one thing I've learned within these 2-3 years, that even when it looked like God is not there, or God is not listening to you, God is not hearing you, He's always there. He's always there, because He always show up for me. Not on my time, on His time, but God is always there. Like if I share testimonies, I have testimonies after testimonies of the goodness of God. But I just wanted to come on here and share my story of my journey. So here we go. So when I was pregnant with my first child, I was one of those moms that was watching every video, every labor video, reading everything, every detail about labor, which was a terrible thing to do because it kind of like made me so anxious towards like labor. And I was just watching a whole lot of videos, and obviously I was hoping for natural birth, right? Because that's, well, I would say everybody, but that's a lot of women desire, right? I was praying, hoping for a natural birth, doing all the necessary things that I have to do, like walking, exercise. At that time I was working in New York. Actually, I was taking two trains and was it 2 trains and a bus, or 2 trains and a light rail, something like that. This was like 3-4 years ago, so I don't remember. But I was taking like, I was traveling, I was walking a lot of miles to work. So I was very active. So I was very active in that pregnancy. So I was so sure, like I was, so sure in myself that, like labor is going to be so easy for me, and everything is going to go smoothly, decently, and in order. And, with the grace of God, of course, I was very prayerful at that time. Always been prayerful, actually. But at that time, I was extra, super prayerful. And fast forward to, I'll say a couple months, 2-3 months before giving birth, I was always sick, like every week I was at the hospital, every week. Like I was always sick, back and forth to the hospital, back and forth to the hospital. So getting closer to my pregnancy, my OBGYN recommended that once I reach full term, I think it was, I'm not sure if it's 36 or 38 weeks of pregnancy that's considered full term. I think it is one of those. So she recommended once I reach full term, I was going to get induced so we can have the baby, so I won't suffer so much, because I was getting sick a lot. I was always anemic. I was just getting sick a lot. I was so stressed, right? And being sick a lot actually made me so stressed. So when we, like 2 weeks before reaching full term, we had a plan and everything, what time I'm going to go in for induction. Is that a word, induction? I hope that's the word. That's the word how you say it, to get induced. What time I was gonna, we planned to see what time I was gonna go into the hospital to get induced, what day and what time. So all of that was planned, and I planned, I got the bags ready, got my bag ready, got the baby bag ready. My husband got his bag ready because he came with me to the hospital. He stayed there with me the whole time. So got it, went in the day before to get induced, whatever, and they started the process a little after midnight. And then they started the process until like the next day. After every couple of hours, the nurses will come and check to see how many centimeters are you like dilated. And for me, it just wasn't happening. So the next day, going all the way all day, doing the same process, checking, see how many centimeter dilated I was. I think I got to like 3 centimeter dilated. And then like it just got so crazy towards like 6 p.m. ish, a little after 6 p.m. ish. All I know is like a whole bunch of nurses and the doctor came in. They rushed into the room. They was like, oh, the baby's heart rate is going down, so I might have to get an emergency C-section. And I was so nervous because I was not planning for surgery. Surgery was not part of the plan. I was so nervous. And my husband, he was so super nervous as well. And we started praying, and we called my mom at the time, and they were praying. My pastor and the wife, we called them. They were praying for us as well. And guys, let me tell you. So my husband told the doctor, he was like, can you please give it like 5 minutes to see if anything changes? So they was like, okay, we're gonna give it like 5 minutes, because at that time I think the heart rate started going up a little more. So they left, and not even up to 5 minutes, they rushed in the room. The doctor was like, at this point, I'm sorry, we can't listen to what you guys have to say. We got to take the baby out because we got to save the baby. Rushed into surgery room. It didn't even take 10 minutes, guys. It didn't even last 10 minutes. All I know is they gave my husband this robe, this head thing, put it over, and like literally ran into the room, and all the nurses got all the equipment together and everything, and it literally took less than 10 minutes. Like they oh, I forgot to mention, during this whole process, they did give me epidural. They asked if I wanted it because I was feeling like, discomfort, and I was in pain. So I took the epidural like hours before, and towards the, closer to the delivery, they gave me another one. So rushed me into the room and literally took the baby out. I did not feel a pain. My whole body was numb. I didn't feel nothing, right? So the baby was born, and the doctor used staples, guys. Staples, yes. She stapled the incision, right? Stapled it. This is the first time I've heard something like this happening, or even seen something like this in a modern day, right? I thought staples was like back in the day thing. So she stapled it, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just let her do her thing. Because throughout the whole pregnancy, she was really good. She had good reviews. She was recommended. So I said, okay. So I think a couple of days, 3 to 4 days later, she tried to take out the staples to see, how, if it's like closing, or the incision is closing or closed. And she tried to take it out. Blood clots, y'all. Like, it was swollen all around, blood clots. So she had to like open the wound, right? She had to reopen it, take all the blood clots out, close it again, and give it another like 3-4 days. So at this point, I was like over a week at the hospital, going on 2 weeks. 3-4 days, closed it, try again after 3-4 days to like see if she can, take out the closure and see if I'm ready to go home. The doctor came, went, down there, look at it. It happened again, guys. Blood clots. So now I'm open 3 times. The first incision, the first time she tried to like take the staples out, I was cut again. That's 2 times. And now this 3rd time I was open again. So I had 3 surgeries for one baby, you guys. I lost oh my God, so much blood. I was scared for my life, you guys. Like, I lost so much blood. I was scared for my life. So we realized, the doctor realized that my skin was so sensitive that like nothing could close the incision. So she had to hook me into like a machine. It's called the VAC. I don't know what the acronym stands for, but it's VAC. I think VAC. So this machine has tubes, right? Has tubes that are attached to the incision, and the tubes are pretty long. They're attached to the machine, and then it has a string where you can just hook it to yourself like a handbag. So you guys, I was carrying this machine for 2 months everywhere I go. I had to carry this machine with me to every doctor appointments, because you have to take your child to doctor appointments after they were born. Every doctor appointment, every checkup I went for myself. Every time I try to go somewhere, I had this machine, this tube, like sucking out all the nasty stuff from the incision. Oh my God. And also, I forgot to mention this. It smells so bad. That machine smells so bad. I had a nurse that would come to my house every 3 days to clean the incision and replace the tube. So the nurse came for like 2-3 months before the incision actually closed. So nothing could close my incision but that machine, like really sucking out everything. It was nasty, you guys. It smells so bad. Every time the nurse came to clean, it would smell so bad. Like, it was bad. It was bad. It was a horrible experience for my first child, right? Giving birth to my first child. So fast forward 2.5 years later, getting ready for birth with my second child. First off, the whole pregnancy, I was terrified. So I had already planned with my doctor to get a C-section. It was a planned C-section for my second child, because I told myself, I do not want to go through those traumatizing experiences again. I do not want to go through the anxiety. I do not want to go through depression. I told myself, let's do a planned C-section and just call it a day. So the whole pregnancy, physically wise, I was good, because I did get sick, but not as much as the first pregnancy. So I didn't really get sick like that until towards the end of the pregnancy. But I had like a whole lot of mood swing, depression and stuff like that. So physically I was fine, but just emotionally I was like distressed. So towards the end of the pregnancy, we did pick the date for the C-section. We had a plan and everything. So I went the day before, and this pregnancy, actually, it's not as bad at all. Everything went well. I went in, get the epidural. I was induced overnight. No, I wasn't induced because it was a planned C-section. I wasn't induced. Just went in, hooked me in with some medication, and the C-section was scheduled for 6 a.m. the next day, and went in. I was so scared, you guys. I was so scared that something was gonna go wrong, but by the grace of God, I had my faith. I was praying, and because we already had the experience of the VAC being attached to me, and we already know that my skin is sensitive, it would not close normally, I chose the option of the VAC again. So I had gave birth. I had another C-section. So I had 2 C-sections for both of my kids. And yeah, that was the story of both, how I had, my terrible stories for both of my children. The second one, I wouldn't even consider it as terrible. It's just that I made the option of C-section instead of trying for vaginal birth, because I was so scared and terrified. So that's my experience, you guys. I know a lot of women enjoy their pregnancy, enjoy their birth, have like beautiful stories. I don't have beautiful stories of my pregnancies. I don't have the fairy tale enjoying your pregnancy story. I don't have that, but I am grateful to God for both of my children. They're healthy. I am healthy, and I'm just grateful to God. So if I just wanted to say, I'll say this because I get this a couple of times on Instagram, even in person. I had a woman ask me in church not long ago, so when are you going to have a daughter? I thought that was so rude of her to ask me, when am I going to have a daughter? Like, it's God that gives children, not me. And I've made the decision, both my husband and I have made the decision for my health, because of my health, we don't want any more children. We're good with 2 boys. If at any point we want a daughter, we can adopt. We're both open to adoption, but we're both content with 2 boys. We're good. So I do not want people to ask me, and I think it's very insensitive to you for anyone to ask someone, oh, you have so many daughters, when are you going to have a son? You have so many sons, when are you going to have a daughter? It's so rude and disrespectful because you don't know people's situations. You don't know. It's just so rude. We just don't do that. So that is the reason why I normally say that I don't want any more kids. And I know it comes up as insensitive, but because of my health, I want to be healthy to take care of my children. God forbid, I don't want nothing to go wrong trying to have a daughter, and then I'll be gone, and then I can't take care of my kids. So that's my main reason for not wanting another kid. And I've never mentioned that on my social media because I think that's a personal choice. It's nobody's business. But I'm just like, at this point, I'm tired of people asking me. So that's why I just wanted to like share my story of, how God like really saved my life, you guys. Because I lost so much blood. I had 2 infusions when I gave birth to my first child. 2 infusions because I was anemic. I needed blood, 2 at the hospital. And then my second child, I had infusion as well. So that's my story, you guys. I just wanted to come on here and share it because I did mention on the last 2 stories that I would share it, how my terrible birth stories / my testimony, how God blessed me with my kids. And yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching another video, and I love you guys so much. I would try to be consistent like I mentioned, but life happens. If life happens, you guys just be understanding and know that I'm doing my best in this life. Bye.